Hey, it's the Reckless Retiree here with another wild and crazy idea. All right, so a little while ago I went down to the local grocery store. I should have filmed this because, it'd be cool for you to see it actually happening. But I didn't think about it till now. So, I was talking to the owner of the family-owned home hotspot, they call it. And I was talking to him about the fact that millions of cans are being put into the landfill, aluminum cans, instead of being recycled. And he told me quite a horror story. And so now I understand what a complicated mess recycling is. Basically, he told me from their end that people bring these cans full of garbage, spit from chewing, who knows what, nasty stuff, gasoline, believe it or not, and they put them through the recycling machine, and then the recycling machine has fits with it and gets nasty, and so they can't have the machine near where people are coming in. They used to have the machines in the front of the store. Now they have them in the back of the store because of things like this. Plus they got to be after it all the time, cleaning it up, keeping it sanitized, because they can't have this nastiness near the food. But yet, the companies that make the beverages insist on doing this way of recycling so they can, I don't know, so the people who are returning the cans are now at the store, and I've just returned so many of these pop cans, and so now I'm going to go buy the pop again. So that's the idea there. And so I told him I wanted to brainstorm with him, and we did a little bit, and then I'm going to get back with him and with some further information. But this is the idea I have at this point. Okay, so I have a bunch of cans, beverage cans of my own that I have used and then squashed in my master, is that what that's called? Master Crush. Anyway, it's a device that crushes cans. I highly recommend it. I'm not doing a review for them. Maybe I should. But anyway, I use the Master Crush, crush the cans, put them in a box. Okay, so in the past, what I've done, just take the cans and put them right into a crucible in the furnace and melt the cans down. Okay, the negative part of that, in regard to my cans, is that there's a lot of slag from the plastic on the outside of the cans, because I think they're coated inside and out with plastic. So to avoid that in the crucible, I thought, well, what if I first put them in a trash can, steel trash can, put them over the fire in my burn barrel, and burn the cans and get all the stuff off of them in that process. And then after that's done, I can put them into the crucible and melt them. So I went down to my local TSC, and I got this on sale for $19. It's a 31-gallon galvanized trash can. It didn't have holes. I put the holes in it in about a half an hour. And you can buy a smaller one that's got holes in it for $44. I bought this for $20. So it seemed like it was worth putting the holes in myself. So anyway, now I'm going to put the cans that I've collected in there and go load up my burn barrel with cardboard, which I have to burn anyway, and see what happens to the aluminum cans inside of this. See how it goes. I'm pretty sure, I haven't done the research recently, but I'm pretty sure that the melting temperature of steel is well below the burning temperature of paper and cardboard. I think that's also true of aluminum. So I think I can treat the aluminum cans in this steel can and nothing will happen to melt either one, but I'll get rid of the plastic on the cans, cleaning them up a little bit. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. But after talking to the store owner, I was thinking, and he was talking about how it'd be really cool if you could have like a system in play for fundraising for various charities, and then the people, schools, whatever, would bring the cans in and get a percentage of the money to the charity, something like that. I mean, the idea is to get people recycling who aren't recycling, give them some kind of incentive, making it easier so they don't have to feed the machine. Nobody wants to feed the machine, except for people who really need the money, and maybe other people who are just, very environmental conscious and such. But it's very few, okay? That's the whole point. It's very few. The aluminum is going into the landfill. We need to stop that from happening. Go to, now I'm going to forget the name of anyway, there's an article online, I think it's called Good Earth or Good something, and they talk about the downside of the aluminum cans in the landfill. But what I'm proposing is that if the cans are full of guck, such as cha, don't crush them, but take them whole in the fire, in a fire, burn them in a fire. Low enough temperature won't affect the aluminum. Then you'll get rid of, hopefully you'll burn off all that nastiness, spit and gasoline and whatever else. And then once the cans have been burned, then melt them down, get the pure aluminum, and get the scrap value of pure aluminum from them. You're going to lose some money in the process, obviously, because in Michigan, we're paying 10 cents a can for the refund. But that 10 cents a can is going into the landfill. In other words, people are already throwing it away. So if we can get something back, and more importantly, get the aluminum back, then we won't have to make more aluminum and therefore pollute to make more out of bauxite. So, here we go. Got this box of aluminum cans, and I'm going to pour it into that can. Now the other thing I've noticed is that people who cook with aluminum, they get these pans and they cook their lasagna in it. And when it's done, it's nasty and they don't want to clean it. And that's the reason they're using the aluminum to begin with, so they don't have to clean it. And then they just throw it in the trash. So if you could collect that also. So the idea is possibly to have a box or have a container, have a rig at the grocery store, but not in the store where it's going to jeopardize the food, out of the store, and people would just throw their cans in there. And then when, even dirty pans that they've cooked in. Now, whether people want to wag the dirty pans to the store, I don't know. You have to wait and see. Probably not, but it's worth a try, right? And then you burn it all, right? That's what I've been doing. I've been getting these pans and they're dirty. I went to church and we had a potluck and they had a whole trash can full of this aluminum that was dirty. And so instead of ending up in the landfill, you collect it up, put it in a barrel, whatever, and burn it, and then you burn off all that old food in the process. See, that's the idea. Make it charcoal. So, I'm going to take these dirty dishes, and all the cans I have, this isn't all of them, I have quite a few more somewhere, and do this process, burn them on the burn barrel. Okay, here we got it all rigged up. Got the barrel full of cardboard, and we got all the cans on top, and hopefully this will seriously. Yeah, it's going some. Let's see if it keeps going. Doesn't look like it wants to, but we'll see. Okay, it looks like it might be going now. See how she does. Okay, so we're going to put it on time lapse. So it's been about 26 minutes. And this is one burn barrel full of carbon. No. Burn barrel full of cardboard. It will be carbon when it's done. And it's heating up. As you can see, the smoke coming out of the can. It's heating up the aluminum in the can and getting rid of the undesirables that are with the can, with the aluminum, I mean. This has been going on for about a half an hour. So I'm going to put it on time lapse again. Voila! The vast treasure trove of aluminum.